delving into the text, the true light that gives light to everyone was coming to the world. The question arises, what is the true light? True light on its own is God Himself, but the power which makes everything happen is Word. So going back to the verse 1 line 1, it says that the Word was God. So basically, if we speak identity-wise, it is God, because Word on its own is power, it has no identity. So now delving back to the text, the true light that gives light to everyone was coming into this world. What this means is that when God gave the command to let there be creation and commanded souls to go ahead and start living in this creation, what happened was that some part of the souls didn't want to leave God their beloved, and so they asked Him, what if we away from you over there don't like it there? Then God, seeing their love, decided to give them a promise that souls, you go down now, and I will come to that place so that I can bring you back to your home. Now in order to fulfill His promise, God decides to take on human form, and just like we humans, He will lead a normal human life. Like joy and sorrow are there, but they don't trouble Him. He will also eat and sleep, and He will, just like we humans, have life and death, but despite this He will, through His love, grace, power, leadership, start spreading His message, and those of you who believe Him, God will take care of them fully, not only in this life, but even the afterlife. So now going back to the true light that gives light to everyone means that since God is light, and we as humans also have soul which is also full of light, what it means is that like there is a sun in the sky, and sun through his sun rays is spreading its light, now we over here are sun rays and God is sun. This text can have multiple meaning. One more interpretation of this is that every source of light, no matter how small or big, gets its light from that one source of true light called God. For instance, photon, sun, fire, lightning and soul, since everything is created by God command, and a piece of soul has been kept inside, and since this soul is like a grand kid for God, going by scenario of God being the grandfather and Jesus and other saints as father, and we humanity are their grandkids. Now which grandfather will not take care of their grandkids? So this means we grandkids, instead of working under the impression of brain, should instead be thankful to God for all the things that He has given to you, and be content with them. One more illustration can also be that we as humans always pray to God for one thing or another, but the things we ask from God are worldly things, and when we pray, we think about it with the help of our brain, and under the impression of brain's 5 properties, we make these desires, which sort of ending up being endless, and they only end when we die. So we as humans basically don't know what to ask God for. But still, since God is our grandfather, and we are praying like we prayed in the beginning, and God gave His promise in return. So every prayer, no matter how big or small, will always be fulfilled, but there is a condition that it can happen instantly if written in destiny, but most of these wishes will be completed across a very long period of time, like maybe in multiple lifetimes. So we as humans need to see to it that instead of asking for desires, we always try to stay happy in God's will, which is our destiny, and trust that it is only a matter of time our wishes are fulfilled. But there is an even better way in this, which is to be desireless, because if there are no desire, there is no pain behind it when these desires are not fulfilled, as even though God is great, He will not fulfill all your desire, which are endless, right? Reasoning behind this is this, that in order to fulfill all desires, an endless amount of time is also required, which in turn will keep you away from God. So God will see to it that He only grants those wishes that end up taking you closer to Him.